Hi everyone, this is Dr. Michele Alignay, your family psychologist. Welcome to Coffee Break with Dr. Michele. I'm going to have conversations with you about family life, relationships, and faith, and I hope you join our conversations here at this YouTube channel. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee Break. This is Dr. Michele Alignay saying good morning. You are beautiful today, and we have a big purpose. God is with us. So, I am greeting you from my home to your home, and I hope that you will join me. Invite friends, invite your family members and other people who just might need to hear about what we're going to talk about. Good morning, Cookie. It's nice that you are here with me. So, medyo I came in a bit early because I'm so excited about what we're going to talk about today. The topic that I will talk about is something that it's not, sabihin na natin, hindi siya popular. Kaya lang nandito kayong umaga. So, wala kayong choice kundi makinig. You know why it's not popular? Because isa siyang bagay na ayaw harapin at ayaw pag-usapan. Pero pag hinimay natin lahat ng pinag-uusapan natin itong mga nakaraang araw. So good morning muna sa inyo, Cookie, Monica, Yeng, Aileen. Hi Aileen, kumusta? CA, and then Liz, good morning. Good morning to other friends who are watching. As I said earlier, I was saying when you all came in, bakit hindi madalis pag-usapan itong topic natin, and which is adult self-worth. Actually, madali po itong pag-usapan sa mga bata. Sa mga bata, I've been talking about this on how parents can build the kids' self-worth. So, it's so easy to talk about it with parents. Pero you know, with adults, pag halimbawa I will offer this in a workshop, it's not easy to talk about this. Hindi siya biteable. Hindi siya popular. Ask me why. Sa tingin nyo, bakit? Ask me why. Pero if ever you have an insight, why do you think hindi popular yung topic natin today? Sarap mag-coffee. Iintayin ko ang sagot nyo. Why do you think that hindi popular ang topic natin today, pero kailangan pag-usapan? Any insights from anybody? Para akong teacher. Yes, I'm a teacher. I teach in the college and in the graduate school. Why do you think our topic is not very, very popular? Walang sumasagot sa inyo. Ask me why. Ask me why our topic is not very popular. Ask me why, bakit ang hirap pag-usapan ng topic na to. Kaya ko siya gagawin ngayon kasi manunood kayo, and then the most that you can do is really just listen. So, hi again. Self-love, because people tend to be selfless. Medyo slight. Pero iibahin natin ang angle. Hi, Tita Janet. Hi, Janice. Hi, Belle. Why? Okay, nagtanong na si Yeng. Why? So, you're all here. Shem, it's hard to talk about this topic because this topic will confront our own issues. This topic on self-worth would actually confront our insecurities. This topic on self-worth would actually bring us face to face with our most innermost self, yung buo nating pagkatao, kung sino talaga tayo. At ang mahirap dito ay baka yung makita natin hindi natin gusto. Baka makita natin is tama ka, Maria Monica. Maraming ayaw harapin ang sarili nila. Perfect. Dadagdagan ko. Maraming ayaw harapin kung sino talaga sila. That's why our topic is adult self-worth. Because many of us, we come into, I'll tell you about that process. But you see, these are the realities. Ito yung mga concerns na nakikita natin around. Yung mga mothers, I don't know who, yung mothers na meron ng adult kids, mothers at midlife, realizing that they don't know who they are after giving everything to their family. Parang ginawa ko na lahat para sa pamilya ko, lahat na binigay ko para sa anak ko, pero bakit ganito? Bakit ngayon parang hindi ko kilala kung sino ko? Ayan. Pag meron na nagnag na, ano ba ako? Sino ba ako? Paano kung hindi ko to gawin? Will you guys still love me? Pag meron na tayong ganyang naging thoughts, not just for moms, but even for for ates, for siblings, for mga kapatid. Pag hindi ko pa ito ginawa sa pamangkin ko, sa kapatid ko, will you still treat me the same? Yan yung naging feeling. For example, a girl separating from the boyfriend, o kaya naman, 30s ka na, wala ka pa ring boyfriend. Sorry, baka may mga tinatamaan. Pero inside you, you really long to have a relationship. Deep inside you, ayaw mo uminin. You want to have a relationship. Why? Probably, hindi mo makita yung sarili mo without a partner kasi feeling mo that partner will complete you. There, yan. And then, another thing, in this COVID season, marami sa atin na displace yung trabaho. Working from home, yung iba naman, yung trabaho nila parang nag-iba ng function, yung iba naman sadly wala talagang work. So here, bigla tayong nawala ng sense of purpose. Nawala tayo na parang, wait, magbabago yung... So in any change, do you know that in any change, sa lahat ng nangyayaring changes, sa lahat ng nangyayaring challenges, our sense of self-worth is really rattled. At alam nyo ba na ang ability natin to cope with everything that's happening, ang bottom line niyan, the core of everything that I've been talking about. Kaya itong May, if you see our topics, para siyang konektado, but the core of what I'm talking about, it's really about self-worth. So you remember that we talk about midlife. You remember that we talk about conflicts in family. So remember in conflicts in family, parang bakit ako na lang lagi yung may mali? Bakit hindi ako makapag-assert? Why can I not say no? Bakit I don't want why am I so defensive? Why am I stonewalling pag may nangyaring issue? And then another one, why am I over-functioning? Bakit gusto ko tong gawin para sa lahat? And if you look at it, iba ang dynamics when we are children ng self-worth. Kasi as kids, remember this, if you are a parent, as children, the sense of self-worth is actually dependent on how the significant people, especially our parents, would treat us, will build our sense of self-worth. But pag tayo ay medyo older na, like now, I know you're older, we cannot say, kasi yung nanay ko hindi ito ginawa sa akin eh. Kasi nung maliit ako, lagi ito kinukumpare. Kasi nung maliit ako, lagi akong tinatawag na pangit, walang kwenta, pasaway. So, kung tayo ay nabuhay nung maliit tayo, tapos ngayon, we're older, we're, much more in command of ourselves. If we still have not resolved those issues, that can be a big question mark. It was said that self-worth is the sense of being lovable and capable. We are lovable and capable. That is confirmed by others. I would refer to a family therapist. So, lahat ng itatakil ko sa inyo ngayon is really from a theory that I always use in the family systems when I teach this to my graduate school class, even to my family psych classes before. It's from Virginia Satir, and her concept about self-worth is that self-worth is always inside us. So, ito po yung hihimayin natin. Self-worth is always inside us, struggling to be recognized, acknowledged, and validated. Self-worth, so what are the important words here? Self-worth is always inside us, struggling to be recognized, acknowledged, and validated. So let's unpack that. Let's dissect everything that I've been saying. So if you would refer to everything that I've been talking about the past few weeks, mga 2 linggo, 3 linggo natin tong hinimay, kaya ito yung bottom line that I would like us to tackle this morning, and I would like to share with you because we are going through a lot of changes, mind you. Ang daming nangyari sa atin. It's the 75th day of being in quarantine situation, and kumusta kayo? And I would tell you, if we have so much issues, these things on self-worth will just keep on oozing out. These issues in the family would just keep flaring. So, hindi ito matatapos unless we really take a stand and look. Selfie. Isharap mo yung sarili mo sa video, kausapin mo yung sarili mo. Kung wala, sa salamin. Okay. So here, self-worth is also a question that we are confronted with during midlife. Bakit midlife? Kasi in midlife, it becomes more glaring because midlife, it's the middle of life. If you will recall our episode in midlife, we are reassessing where we are and what we have become, who we have become. At kung tayo, napakarami nating dinikit sa sarili natin na labels. Label ng identity, label ng bag, label ng damit, label ng ibang tao. And then, you would find out that in this season of being in quarantine, being in a crisis situation, we are actually finifilter natin kung ano yung nangyayari sa atin. So, pag tinanggal mo yan, saan mo pagagamitin yung bag mo? Saan mo gagamitin yung sapatos mo? Saan mo gagamitin yung lahat ng pinaghirapan mo? Feeling that everything will fill you up. Kaya in midlife, ang daming lumalabas na issues. It's because doon nare-reassess sino ba talaga tayo. Wala nang I have to use that word. There's no more faking it. I'm not saying that the topic is midlife, but why is it very critical for us adults to go through midlife? Because if you remember, as I said, Virginia Satir said that self-worth is always inside us. Can you all say that with me? It's always inside us. We are inherently good. Ginawa tayong maayos, ginawa tayong mabuti, ginawa tayong maganda. We are created in God's image and likeness. Do you remember that? And also, I like what it said that we are God's beloved. When you say you are God's beloved, kung ano man yung physical natin itsura, it's not what God sees, but it's the condition of our hearts and it's the posture of our spirit and the mission that He has the mission that He has in store for us. So bakit tayo nagkakaroon ng issue? Because it's always inside us. When we were born, we are inherently good, diba? If you believe with me, that God inherently made us good, God made us already worthwhile. Kaya we are His beloved. Can you all say that with me? In our prayer of abundance in the feast, we say that, I am God's beloved. Can you type it with me? I am God's beloved. And when we say we are God's beloved, it's acknowledging the worth, and our worth is connected to the God who made us. Diba? So, when we came here, connected na yon, our humanness. Yung pagkatao natin, it's already a gift. So what happened? What happened was, anong nangyari? Kaya nga yung adulthood, ang ganda niyang pag-usapan kasi ang daming nangyari. Friends, anong nangyari sa'yo? Isipin mo lang for the past 10 years. I have to use that word. Kinabog ka ba ng buhay? Ayan. Marami ka bang naging issue? Meron ka bang mga conflict na pinagdaanan? Marami ka bang pinroblema? Nagkaroon ka ba ng personal crisis? Nagkaroon ka ba ng relationship crisis? Nagkaroon ka ba ng career crisis? For the past 10 years, nagkaroon ka ba ng ministry issue? Nagkaroon ka ba ng issue with friends? And I'm sure sa lahat ng struggles, lahat ng concerns at problems that we have been through, each and every little detail of that, it confronts us with a question, who am I and where is my worth anchored? Why? It's struggling, our self-worth as we grow up is struggling to be recognized. As I say that, we are struggling to be recognized. As we grow, many things happen. So kung hindi natin balikan mo yung 10 years, ang past 10 years, ang daming nangyari. Ang daming man natin sigurong nakita na ang pangit ng mga comments about us. And then may mga people not believing in us. May mga people na kahit ano yung effort na ginawa natin, parang hindi naman tayo mahalaga sa kanila. Ang sakit! Ang sakit! Diba? O kaya naman parang lagi na lang tayo. So remember overfunctioning? Remember our conflict resolution? Yes. But if you look at when we were little, when we were younger, in anything, especially from our parents and insignificant people, it's struggling to be recognized. When we started walking, are we clapped before, kung lumalakad na tayo, kung nung maliit tayo, nung bago pa lang tayo naglalakad, our parents really encourage us to walk. But eventually, when we're walking too much, you know what we're saying na ang likot-likot mo, masyado kang makulit, masyado kang pasaway, ayaw tumigil itong batang to, wala nang ginawa kung hindi maglikot. But that's the nature of children. So, in the process, what happens is that we are bombarded with conflicting statements. While some would encourage us to do our best, some we would get negative feedback about what we are doing. We will get negative feedback about ourselves. Hindi ko alam sa inyo, pero meron ba kayong mga statements nung maliit kayo na narinig nyo na talaga naman parang tumimo sa pagkatao mo na parang ang pangit ko pala, ganyan. So sabihin natin, for example, for me, it's not from my parents, but it's from family members. Yung narinig ko na parang tinatawag ako ng muso, you know, because my lips are quite pouty. But come to think of it, all my life, during my grade school and high school, I'm so insecure about my lips. Tapos naka-braces pa ako, so sabi ko, wow. So sabi ko, you know, when I smile, I feel so awkward whenever I smile. So that statements from people, napakahirap na nanguyain yung sinabi kasi parang it hit me home, and then I focus on that little not my mistake, but who am I? So if they call me that I have pouty lips, or sa Tagalog muso, Diyos ko Lord, awa ng Diyos, this lips is giving me the gift now of talking to you. Hindi ko na kailangan magpa-pouty lips. Hindi ko na kailangan magpa-plump mag-lipstick na may lip plumping feature. Kasi it's inherent with me. And I believe that I am more effective speaker because of my lips, because that's how God made me. Thank you for telling me, Michelle, that I have a beautiful smile. But when I was little, I am so awkward with smiling because somebody told me, lagi na lang ko sinasabihan na I am so muso there. So I don't know what happened to you, but somewhere along the way, if we have been conditioned, if we have been, instead of acknowledging our goodness, people, you know naman as Filipinos, meron tayong mga side na basher tayo. Ang nakikita, and that's the culture of nakikita lang, is the negativity. Then we'll see that, hey, sino ba talaga ako? And then, when that thing, what we are always in the process of trying to be recognized, we are always in the process of, and if you see all those things that has been programmed on us, Abel, you were saying belief system, those belief systems are actually feed since we were little because of the statements of recognition of other people. Yung ginagawa natin at kung sino tayo inherently. Sinabi na tayong maganda, sinabi ba tayong matalino, sinabi ba tayong bobo, stupida, kung ano yung madalas ma-condition sa atin. We are, you know, the self-worth is trying to come out. So, kung iyan ay ma-affirm, ma-acknowledge, and then well and good. Pero kung puro barel, puro bala yung ilalagay sa atin, and then we come to our adult life, seeking acknowledgement and seeking validation. That is why, let's unpack that. Self-worth is always inside us, struggling to be recognized. So, nung maliit pa lang tayo, that self-worth is trying to be recognized. And then, we want to be acknowledged, noted, affirmed, and articulated. Meaning, sinabi sa iba. Sinabi sa ibang tao, or na-note ng parents natin. Well, friends, wag nyo nang intayin na ngayong adult tayo, ma-acknowledge tayo, kasi tayo na yung gagawa sa sarili natin. Doon nangyayari yung problem. Because all our lives, we are struggling to bring out, to show who we really are, and then our worth, struggling to be recognized. If we fail to be recognized when we were little, then now in our adult life, we are trying to be acknowledged in the most different places. And I'm telling you, even in the social media post that you put, you want to be acknowledged. You want to feel that you are calling attention to yourself. Kaya minsan sinasabi ko, dito sa social media, makikita mo kung sino yung nagdadalaga at gusto nila yung lahat ng affirmation, even the affirmation that was sent to them, they want to be affirmed of that and put it all in social media. Boom! Because you want to be acknowledged. So here, are you noting yourself? In our adult life, kung maliit tayo, of course, we want to be acknowledged. Kaya nung maliit tayo, pag sinabi sa atin ng parents natin na, anak, ang galing mo dyan, it brings music to our ears. And I remember one of the important things that my parents did is that we are 3 girls in the family. Hi to my sisters and hi to my mom. We are 3. I always tell that I honor my parents. Kahit na 3 kaming babae, never namin naramdaman na kinumpara kami. But I'm telling you, some people outside are very harsh. Kasi yung ako yung pinakamaputi. Tapos yung sister kong pangalawa, iba yung face niya sa amin. Sabihin na natin, sa tingin ng mundo, siya yung pinakamaganda. At yung pangatlo sa amin, siya naman yung sobrang tangkad. When I was in high school, I wrote this in my book, The Beauty of 40. People were so harsh. Ganito yung tanong nila. Sabihin na natin, teenagers, hinahanap po kung sino ka, at tatanungin ka na, bakit mas maganda sa'yo yung kapatid mo? Guys, anong sagot nyo doon? Tapos sabihin, bakit mas maliit ka? Ba't yung kapatid mo isa ang tangkad? Kaya nyong sagutin? Kaya nating sagutin, besh? Hindi natin kayang sagutin. But some people are very cruel. Some people can be very harsh. They look at us only in the way they would see us, but they don't see their inherent goodness. And then I remember telling that to my mom, that why is it that some people are very harsh, and that my mom said na kaya kami na lang yung magpupuno kung ano man yung kulang nila. When my mom said that alone, it's unleashed yung wala na akong pakialam kahit anong sabihin ng mga taong nakapaligid sa amin, kasi that alone made me feel that my parents love me the way I am. Kahit na iba-iba yung talino namin, iba-iba yung itsura namin. And lo and behold, what I am thankful about is that we grow up not comparing ourselves to each other. We grow up with different talents. We grew up with different careers. We grew up not living in the shadow of each other. And that's the truth. Because many times the tendency is we are compared, and our worth, we are acknowledged in the expense of someone else. We feel that, hey, bakit parang kung ano yung gustong gawin ng kapatid ko, ganun ako. Parang nawawala yung totoo nating identity because the acknowledgement comes with, eto yung ate mo, dapat ikaw rin. Get it? So, it's I don't know what's your circumstances, friends, pero that circumstances can really bring about a lot of irrational programming, and can bring about a lot of unresolved issue. Says, you were saying it really boils down to how you were raised. Yes, but the thing is, when we are older, especially you listening to me, we cannot blame anymore how we are raised. Because we are already adults, we're supposed to be checking how we are supposed to be knowing who we are, and we choose na, okay, itong pinaniwalaan ko nung mas younger ako, hindi pala nakakatulong, dito ka. Okay, itong mindset na to, kahit na sa pamilya ko, effective to, sa akin, hindi siya applicable, eto ka. Because, as I said, self-worth is always inside us. It is struggling to be recognized when you were little, until now maybe, and it wants to be acknowledged. And validated. Ano ba yung validated? Di ba pag may binili tayo, yung acknowledgement, yun yung resibo. Pero pag vinalidate, inistampan na, pinirmahan pa. What do I mean by that? Personally seeing that my worth is affirmed not just of these people, but it's declared to the world, and I acknowledged it with myself. And it's validation na kung ano yung tingin natin sa sarili natin, yun yung also the acknowledgement of the important people around us. But when we do it outside and I am good at this, and the world validated that you are good at that, and the world validated that you are there, then it's really how our self-worth is. Last night, when I was doing the outline of this session, I was listening to Lea Salonga because I was looking at her videos, and of course, one of her favorite videos, one of the favorite songs that I have ni Lea is really ever since Reflections by Mulan. Yung Mulan, that's the perfect story of struggling to know herself. Bakit? Siya yung perfect story ng struggling to be recognized. She knows that she's inherently good. Kilala niya sarili niya. But it was never acknowledged and validated. Only when she started being true to who she is, then it has become validated by, not being a princess, but being a warrior. That's how it is. Yun yung perfect example. Alam niyo kung sino pinag-uusapan ko? Si Mulan. Friends, sinimulan ni Mulan, simulan mo na rin. Diba? The song goes, when will my reflection show who am I inside? Look at me, I will never pass for a perfect bride or a perfect daughter. Who said that? The parents. Why is it sometimes hard to accept compliments, Doc? Low self-esteem ba to? Sagutin natin yan, Michelle. Ano ang low self-esteem? Eksakto. Sige, mamaya, kantahin natin lahat tong Mulan, okay? Kaya, ang nangyayari, pag hindi na-acknowledge at hindi na-validate, diba, struggling to be recognized, acknowledged, and validated, the low self-esteem impairs our ability to learn, to work, and to relate with other people. And let me just tell you, without our sense of value, kung wala yung sense of worth natin, we tend to lack the confidence to try new things. Mahina ang loob natin. Pursue new goals. Parang wala, yung goal mo parang kulang yung lakas ng loob, and to try new things, pursue new goals, and reveal yun oneself in a more meaningful way. Anong ibig kong sabihin dito? Ayaw natin ipakilala kung sino talaga tayo. Reveal ourselves in a more meaningful way. Kaya kung meron tayong mga significant relationship, hindi lumalalim ng husto yung relasyon kasi yung superficial, yung sabihin na nating ideal self, yung fake self lang natin, yung pinapakita natin. So if you see, without that sense of inner value, and we lack the confidence to try new things, pursue new goals, and to reveal ourselves in a more meaningful way. And if you look at that, if the bottom line of a lot of issues for many adults with bakit hindi ako makakuha ng tamang relasyon? Is it about the relationship or it's about your self-worth? Diba? Bakit I feel sa lahat na lang ng conflict namin sa family, ako yung mali. So, is it about the relationship or it's about your self-worth? And then I would say that before, when I was doing one-on-one counseling, and then I have a lot of women that I talk with having marital issue, parenting issue, one of the things that I realized that at the bottom of a lot of conflicts that a woman has with her family, with her parenting, meaning the parent-child relationship, and of course with her marriage, it's always a question of self-worth. I like the questions that you are having, friends. Salamat. Let's pray together. Lumihina ang signal. I know Jesus is with us, and Mama Mary is covering us with her mantle of protection. It's not a matter, let me share with you this very strong point. It's not a matter of if we have worth, but as adults, what's the condition of our worth? Let me repeat. it's not a matter if we have worth, kasi we all have worth. But as adults, what's the condition of our worth? Let me use another phrase. Where is the condition of our worth? Let me just go through your question first. How do you strike a balance between acknowledging your worth and getting the validation you deserve from others? You don't strike a balance anymore, Russell, between acknowledging your worth. Kung yung maliit tayo, we want validation and we want acknowledgement from significant people to build our worth. Pero as adults, we cannot ever be dependent on being acknowledged and validated by other people. If that is the main reason kung bakit natin ginagawa lahat ng ginagawa natin, it means that our self-worth is still in question. Ibig sabihin, kaya na unconsciously that's why we keep doing what we're doing, is because we are so happy and overjoyed with the acknowledgement that people are noticing us, people are saying how much we are helping them, how much we have been doing for them, how good we are. Kung dun lang mapapako yung gagawin natin, paano kung natanggal na yung validation ng ibang tao, hindi na natin i-validate yung sarili mo? So you have to remember that in our childhood, then it's supposed to be acknowledged and validated. Now, you have to start acknowledging and validating your worth based on who you really are. This is a very complex issue. So, it was saying, Ria, hi Ria, he said, you usually cast after the yes. Thank you, Ria, for being here. So, hi Nina, hi Shell, they're our friends, and hi May. Belle, you said unresolved issues of oneself always result to projection. That's correct. But you have to remember na yung mga unresolved issues, madalas yan unconscious, at madalas yan lumalabas in different forms. So, Satir was saying that as we grow into adulthood, we are looking for ang madalas natin nangyayari, pag hindi resolved yung issues, unresolved issues cause us to have survival response. So what is our survival response? We become defensive, we become inconsistent, incoherent. Alam niyo yung iba yung sinabi mo dun sa isa, or iba yung sinabi mo dun sa iba, o kaya binabaligtad mo yung statements mo, o kaya yung sinabi mo, hindi naman yun yung totoo mong nararamdaman. Okay. And then, you've become very reactive in arguments. Ito, too much clinging into toxic relationships. Too much of emotional codependency. And also, you cannot let go. You cannot let go of things. Ito, crisis na. I-let go mo na yung bagay na yan. I-let go mo na yung taong yan. I-let go mo na yung mindset na yan. Bakit? Ano bang hawak mo? Because it is likely may nakapako doon. It's not wrong, but it's not helpful. But it sounds weird or boastful if you just rely on your own measure of worth and not sound it off with the feedback of others. Yes, it may sound weird or boastful, kaya self-worth, it's supposed to be realistic. Meaning, hindi mo titingnan yung sinasabi lagi ng iba. Titingnan mo muna objectively sa tingin mo ba magaling ka. And then, yes, you would sound it off with others, but you don't rely on the affirmation of others. You don't rely on the compliment. The compliment and the affirmation of other people will be your bonus, but you can talk about it and sound it off with important people who understands. I do that. I have friends that I sound it off. Minsan sasabihin ko sa mga friends close ko, even when I'm doing this, shucks, do I make sense? And sometimes, really, let me be honest, I would replay even my videos and say, oh my God, I make sense. Sabihin ng friends ko, ano ka ba? You make a lot of sense. Okay, thank you. Pero I need to say it to myself also, because I don't want to seem that I'm babbling. Am I babbling, friends? Am I babbling to you? So what I'm saying here is that the message of that survival response to self-love, okay, you say that you need to be, are you boastful? The message is you are doing something and you are being someone simply because you want to be loved. Simply because you are looking for love. Simply because you want to be recognized. Okay. So, alam nyo, ang madalas natin magandang mangyari, alam nyo, checking this, it's also like checking the posture of our hearts. Lagi ko sinasabi, check the posture of your spirit, check the posture of your intention. And right now, I will tell you, check the posture of your worth. So, do we do things, do we become who we are simply because we want to be loved, we want to be affirmed, we are looking for acknowledgement, we are looking for validation. So, kung yan yung unconscious drive ng ginagawa natin, at yan yung makakapag-boost sa atin, friends, it's okay at a certain point. It's okay at a certain point, but please do not get stuck with it. Because what if a time comes that no one is validating, no one is saying anything? Because it's externally dependent. So how do we move? All our relationships, families, friends, and lovers are based on love and trust. Given that, as adults, if we fail to recognize, if we fail to reconcile our own worth, yung the sense of being loved, we grow up feeling that others are in charge of our life, our happiness, satisfaction, and self-worth. Kung tayo, alam natin that love is based on love and trust, at ang ating unconscious drive, why do we do things, why do we become who we are? It's because we want to be, I want to be loved. That's our battle cry. That's our unconscious statement. Then, we allow others, we survive. The survival stance is that we survive because we feel that others are in charge of our life, our happiness, our life satisfaction, and our self-worth, and even our career. Ano tong pinagsasasabi mo, Michele? Will allowing other things define us. And we cannot cope without this. And we continue to survive by clinging here and there. You know, this acknowledgement, this label, anong title, kumuha ko ng certificate na ganyan, kumuha ko ng ganitong degree, kumuha ko ng ganito, kumuha ko ng ganito, eto ko. Guys, tanggalin natin si Dr. Itchel, tanggalin yung Dr. si Michele lang, or ang nickname ko Itchel. Tanggalin natin lahat yon. I will tell you, I will still be me. I will still be true to this mission. Nagkataon lang, ginawa ko yon for the purpose of being more firm in the mission. Pero because I've seen that other people would like so many letters after their name. I can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 letters after my name because of my registration, my licensure. One time I had a discussion with an important person, and then because it's some people do not like the statements that I did, and then ko na check where the posture of my spirit was, and then there was a line that was said that it can cost you your license if that's the statement that you will give because you are a psychologist. And I tell that person, sabi ko, yes, but that's the truth, right? And that's our religious truth. Okay, get it? So sabi niya, but you are a psychologist, you're not a theologian. And then I said, yes, and your license can be taken away from you. Sabi ko, my license can be taken away from me, but at the bottom of it, I am still a Catholic, and I am still honoring the religion and the teaching that I lived with and the truth. So, okay lang sa akin. Sabi ko, oh Lord, thank you for aligning my heart. Okay lang pala sa akin kung my license is threatened. At ang sinabi ko that moment, that license can be taken away from me, but I know my mission. I'm clear with what I'm doing, and I cannot remove being faithful to the mission, the one who sent me for the mission. Are you getting it? So, dun ko na-realize sa sarili ko na, ang lakas ng loob ko. Ang lakas pala ng loob ko sa sinabi kong yun. Pero, there. But that's the truth. Because deep inside me, all these titles can be friends. Pag nagpagawa ako ng urn, hindi kasya lahat ng title. Pag dun sa, maliit lang naman yung columbarium, di ba? Pag nagpalibing tayo, hindi naman magkakasya yung title na yan eh. Sino bang matatandaan nyo? Alam nyo ba yung mga title ko? Alam nyo ba yung mga title nyo? Pero at the bottom of it, it's not wrong to have titles. It's not wrong to have status. But is our worth pinned down, anchored on those. So here, they do not define us, and if we already cannot cope without a person, without a title, without a circumstance in our life, then ibig sabihin, our worth is just dependent on that because we want to feel love because of that. So, are you still with me? Do you still want me to continue, or you do it in another day? So, how are you with everything that I'm talking with? Secret lang yung sinabi ko sa inyo, okay? So if you look at it, what is really self-worth? If our survival stance is I want to be loved, self-worth, sariling pagpapahalaga. Ibig sabihin, sa sarili pa lang natin, pinuno na natin yung sarili natin because as I said before, as I said earlier, we are God's beloved. To begin with, we are already given that worth, right? So self-worth is not really depending on anyone for our self-esteem needs. We feel it. We define our own self-worth now as adults. Yun. Tayo na yun. Tayo na yung gagawa nun. And ito yung pinakamahirap. We accept ourselves and accept who we are as persons. Tinatanggap natin kung sino tayo bilang tao. So friends, this is very human. We have to be in touch with our humanness. We have to be in touch with our humanness. Hindi ko talaga kaya. Is it because you did not try or you acknowledge that it's really not my skill? For example, a lot of friends are asking me now, am I going to homeschool? Okay, I'm a teacher. Are you going to homeschool? I'm an educator. No. I know myself and I know my kids well. It will not lessen my worth and my worth as a mom if I will send them to their schools who will adopt either an online learning or a blended learning modality. Bakit ko to nasabi? Paano kung i-risk ko yung mga anak ko? I would use my my parental jurisdiction to address the topic, to address that situation. So, it doesn't mean that why did I say that I'm not for that? Because I acknowledge, unang-una, that I have the limitation of time. Kasi nagtatrabaho rin ako. And second, I have the limitation of patience. Kasi iba yung learning style ko with my kids. And I know that where my heart is, I'd rather be the mom who encourage and enrich them and add up to them rather than the mom. I don't want my kids to see me as they don't like seeing my monster side. I have a monster side, friends. And because I've accepted that I am like that, why would I push for something that is not me? Baka naman hindi mo lang binigyan ng panahon. Because in-acknowledge ko na ngayon kung ano ko at sino ako. So in that alone, that is really acknowledging. So where am I here in this equation? It's not that I am a bad mom. I'm not a bad mom. We are just all different. And that differences and that uniqueness, friends, satsat ako ng satsat, dyan ko sasabihin that we have to accept ourselves in our weakness and in our strength. Kaya tayo na hihirapan as adults kasi gusto natin, we want to be all. Gusto ko tong peg na to, gusto ko tong peg na to, sino yung gagawin kung ganito, sino yung gagawin. It's nice to look up at them. But if you are beginning to be someone who you're not, and that is the problem. It doesn't mean that we are being perfect in all our actions. Self-worth, it doesn't mean, the condition of our self-worth means that we are not being perfect in all our actions or we are great in everything we do. It doesn't mean that way. It doesn't mean that you have to be a speaker like me to be great. Being truly who we are is being fully human, and it's okay. Being fully who we are, being truly who we are is being fully human. And it's not equivalent to our actions. Let me share that. Who we are, our self-worth is not equivalent to our actions. Over-functioning parents, over-functioning friends. Kaya ko yung topic the other day because baka ini-equate nyo kung sino tayo dahil yun yung ginagawa nyo. And you feel that people love you because of what you're doing. Okay? So here, it is about us adults. Okay, it is that self-worth is, it's about right now we are adults, we are coming to a new space for who we are. That's an invitation. That's an invitation of quarantine. That's the invitation of this season in our lives. Ang dami nang nawala, ang daming tinanggal sa atin, ang dami nang yung feeling natin, ito yung self-care ko, feeling ko, ito yung way ko to show my love, to serve other people. Pero ang dami tayong binago. Kaya alam nyo, I really feel that this is a fitting challenge for everybody because we are coming to a new space. We are coming to a new dynamics with ourselves. We are coming to check, halimbawa, hindi mo ginawa yung things that you keep doing. Do you feel that people still love you? Do you feel that you are not worthwhile kasi hindi mo nagagawa yung dati mong ginagawa for other people during the pre-quarantine, during the pre-pandemic days? That's a big question, friends. Because instead of so, when we keep doing what we keep doing and acting on because we are needed, and that is really survival. That is really survival, but that's not self-worth. When we connect with others, we connect to the level of self-acceptance. Anong ibig kong sabihin? We don't do what will please other people. We don't try to please. We don't keep saying yes, and we don't compliment them just to get a compliment back. I pat your back and you pat mine. So, if you feel that you have to check the condition of your self-worth, you connect to others, and we, as I said, we come to a new space. And that is an invitation for us. We connect to other people to the level ng tanggap natin yung sarili natin. Alam nyo kung bakit tayo impatient with so many other people, with even our kids, were impatient with what they're doing because we fail to recognize that they are unique. We fail to recognize them in the level of what they know and the level of who they are, because the standards that we tend to set for other people is the same standard that we are using with ourselves. But that is the problem. When we try to be accepting of our limitations and our strengths, and then we see the beauty of the other person, so we don't just say yes to please other people. Ito yung mahirap. We don't try to please them. We don't just say yes. We don't keep saying yes. And we just don't do things for the we don't do things for the sake of doing it. Because kilala mo yung sarili mo. Kilala natin at alam natin yung halaga natin at hindi makakabawas sa pagkatao natin if we say no. Alam ko, friends, ang hirap mag-say no, but when you say no to something that is really not aligned to your spirit, not aligned to your heart, and then you know that's the most unleashing thing that you can do. Sometimes parang I have to swat myself. Why did I say no? Ang hirap even me, minsan ang struggle, parang shucks, anong reason ko for saying no? But sometimes, alam nyo, you don't need to give reasons. You just simply say no. Kasi it's not, I don't know if you recall, I said this, I think several weeks ago, when we say yes to a few, you say yes to you. And that's still very true. When we feel, and when we were gentle and be more loving and we're more worthwhile with ourselves, pag tayo nakaramdam, we describe it rather than judging ourselves. Dito po tayo nagkakatalo. This is almost my last points. When we feel, sinasabi natin yung nararamdaman. Pag tinago mo yung nararamdaman mo, ibig sabihin, that alone, we are not being true to who we are. When we feel, we describe it rather than we judge ourselves. Anong ibig sabihin? Dalawang bagay. When we feel, we describe it. We don't judge ourselves or other people. Kasi naman naiinis ako. Ayan. Kasi nangyari yun. Kaya pala ako naiinis kasi ito talagang taon to, trigger ko siya. Feeling ko, ang dami niyang insecurity. Ayan. So, ano yan? We're judging another person. Pero minsan, we are acknowledging na naiinis pala tayo, kaya ganun yung reaction natin. But then, sometimes, ang madalas nangyayari, ganito, we judge ourselves. I feel bad because I feel like I'm a bad mother. I feel bad kasi alam ko na kailangan ko siyang i-confront. Pero talagang inis na inis ako. Ewan ko, dapat hindi ko naman to nararamdaman. Ikaw na mismo yung nag-judge sa sarili mo. Yan po yung nangyayari madalas, friends. So, my invitation is that be more accepting of who you are. Be more accepting. If you feel bad about someone, if you feel irritated, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel angry, then just acknowledge your emotion and describe it. And come to terms with who you are. You replay here because we talked about emotions a few episodes ago. And then now, that will bring you to new choices, new direction, new ways of doing things. Napakalalim itong sinasabi ko. Kung meron pa kayong tanong, please ask it, and then I'll try to continue with another set of topics related and connected to this next week. Oh, hi Tina. Hi Tina from Pennsylvania. That's my cousin. When we feel, we describe it rather than we judge ourselves. The biggest challenge of self-worth, at kung meron kayong take away today, friends, do not judge yourself. Do not judge your feeling, because self-worth is accepting the way you are as is where is. Self-worth is being your most loving self despite of your flaws, despite of your imperfection. You are simply being God's beloved. A person with a sense of high self-worth can differentiate who she is as a person from her actions and circumstances. I may be stuck in a toxic relationship, but I am not my toxic relationship. I may be a full-time mom, but I am just not my chores. I may be a very devoted employee, but I am just not my work. I may be speaking to you and you see me as a good speaker, but I am just not my speaking skills. Years ago, I let go of my full-time work that I love so much. I was a guidance counselor for more than 10 years in all-girls school, and then I have to let go because I know I need to shift gears because I need to take care of my kids. I have an infant and I have a toddler, so I said, this is the time that I have to let go. I may have let go, pero ang sinabi ko sa sarili nun, tandang-tanda ko, nung nagsisimula akong mag-let go ng work, people are starting to do blogs. They're starting to be social media influencer. That was 10 years ago. Moms are trying to find identity with themselves. Sa kanya-kanyang handles ang mga mommies. This is mommy like this in the online world. And then one day, I was writing then, even though that I was a full-time mom, I was writing for 2 magazines, that's Smart Parenting Magazine and also Smart Parenting Online, plus a Moms Today magazine. Ang sinabi ko sa sarili ko, hindi ako mawawalan because I believe that I am me, I have my expertise, and there is something that I can offer to the world. Lo and behold, the Lord blessed my heart and the Lord blessed that mission. Anong sinasabi ko dito? I will repeat this. We have a good sense of self-worth if we can differentiate who we are as a person, as God's beloved, as an individual, from your actions and your circumstances in life. I'll repeat that. The condition of who we are and the condition of our self-worth should be differentiated from us as a person, as an individual, and from our actions, meaning what we do, and our circumstances. We are not our actions. We are not our circumstance. We are God's beloved to begin with. That alone will give us that affirmation na, hey, I am capable. Hey, I am loved. So, friends, thank you for telling me all these affirmations. I really am honored. And this is really the reason why I keep doing this. But friends, let me just tell you, thank you for this. These are bonus because you telling me this is a reason enough for me to keep doing this. But you telling me this are not supposed now to feel my worth, but also to just, acknowledged. But the condition of my worth, it's up to me whether I'll pick it up from you or I'll put together who am I and acknowledge my own uniqueness and my pangitness to be able to be the best version of ourselves. This quarantine, you have to check our self-worth. I will just entertain one question. Can you change the self-worth of a person? For example, your partner. You have to start affirming your partner, but only when he starts acknowledging who and she is and he comes to term with acceptance, then healing can take place. It might be, we are not magicians. Hindi natin kayang baguhin ng isang tao. We can only pray for them and we can only affirm them and plant that seed of affirmation and goodness. But to be able to reconcile their self-worth, it's their work. What we can work on is to affirm them, to boost them up, to believe that they can be the best version of themselves and boost our self-worth too. Work on the condition of our self-worth. So next week, I'll make sure we are coming to June, but I'll make sure that I will share with you a topic related to this. Mga topic na hindi popular pag-usapan, pero kailangan pag-usapan. And I hope that this session has blessed you. Please share this to your family and friends. Oh, by the way, a portion of my book, The Beauty of 40, one chapter of that, it's all about self-worth. Why? Because self-love is dependent on self-worth. And yes, that's a step. The three parts of my book, it's self-worth, self-love, and self-care. And that is my book, The Beauty of 40. Until Saturday, this book, it's at 30% off via ebooks, electronic books. You can get it now at feastbooks.ph. You can check my page for that promotion and it will lead you to the Facebook PH. Why am I telling you this? I cannot forever go on telling you everything, but please let me journey with you through this wonderful book. And I'm telling you, this book has been launched last year. We're supposed to be on our second printing already, and I'm just so happy that it has blessed many. Kung hindi pa kayo 40, magpo-40 rin kayo. Kung past 40 na kayo, well, this is like inventory, doing your midlife inventory all over again. And friends, if you are blessed with this topic, please share this to your family and friends. And let me also invite you, the women out here, let me just invite you. Sorry, ang tagal ko today. Let me just invite you to the Jewels Conference. My community, Light of Jesus, the Peace, is holding a gathering of women. That's Jewels Conference. You look for it, Jewels Conference in Facebook or jewelsconference.com, and it's gonna be free. It's going to be on an online gathering of women on June 6, Saturday. Hindi ko masabing venue kasi we are all home. But I will be one of the speakers. I will be talking about parenting the digital citizen. So for those parents who wants to understand how they can connect better and how they understand the younger ones, especially in this time and age that we are, confronted with the, learning from home situation. And then this is for you. This is a gathering of women. Brother Bo will be, this is his activity, but he will be the key speaker, and there will be other amazing women. So please, this is for free. Reserve that June 6, Saturday morning. So if you enlist and if you would like to attend my class, diba, online na, meron pang classes, then you can go to that site, Jewels Conference. May nagsasabi, you really want, oh, thank you, Michele, for saying masarap balik-balikan. If you want a copy of this book, hard copy, yes. I made this really, malalaki yung fonts niya para sa mga tulad natin na maghilig highlight at mahilig mag-notes. Ganyan ako sa libro ko, so bawal hiramin. Ang dami kong insight. Mismo sa libro ko, marami akong sulat. yung libro ko tong sinulat, maraming sulat, so bawal siyang hiramin. So you can order these books at feastbooks.ph, but I believe that the 30% off is only for the ebooks. Pero alam nyo, hindi kayo magsisisi. I'm telling you, hindi kayo magsisisi dito sa librong to. Friends, I'll see you again on Tuesday. If you have lots of insight about this topic, please feel free to write it down in the comment section so I can go back to it, so I can gauge what topic I'll offer you in connection to your topic. Says, you're saying, what topic po kayo sa Jewels? Raising the digital kids or parenting the digital citizen. So I think they put it the raising the gen kids, the digital kids. So that's my topic, and I hope to see you again on Tuesday. Later on, I will be having a mental health and well-being talk at the page of Puritan's Pride, but I will stream it here in my Facebook page so that all of you can also learn and watch. Thank you and God bless you. I hope you can join me for our next sessions of Coffee Break. This is Dr. Michele. Tanggalin natin ang doktor ngayon. This is Michele saying good morning, and please, simulan na natin ang pag-check at the condition of our worth while we are in quarantine. You will see how amazing you are. Thank you for being beautiful. Thank you for being you. God bless you all.